morning, everybody. Patrick Mitchell here. It's Tuesday, July 24th. Um, this past weekend, I posted a lot on LinkedIn. I think 3 different times in one day. Um, Finally got part 9 done with the song creation series that I'm doing, and now getting ready to start part 10. And I promise you, part 10 will be much shorter. I think getting into almost 30-minute videos is probably just too much and going to lose a lot of people's interests if I keep doing that. I'm surprised if you're still watching this series, that you are interested in this. So um, if you are, I appreciate it, and I thank you for watching it. The whole reason I'm doing this is because this is part of what I've done for over 35 years now, is writing and recording music. Um, I started, you know, in the analog era of creating music, and the digital era was just coming into play, but wasn't very prevalent in the market. So I was very fortunate to get my hands on some analog equipment and learn the basics of analog recording. And it's helped immensely in the digital part of the recording as it's moved forward in time. Um, it's much more user friendly now to record, whereas back in the day when you did analog recording, you really had to, how I would say, nail your part um, in playing. You had to be very polished and very practiced musician, and there wasn't much room for error. Um, you wanted to be prepared when you went into a studio, otherwise you're going to be spending a lot of money and time, tape, and everything else. And studios were not cheap back then, and to this day they're still can be pricey. I think their workflow is a lot faster for most audio engineers, just because of the nature of how the industry and technology has turned. But I love it now. I think it's much more user friendly now. Copy that section and paste it where it goes. Now, that's you. A lot of people would say that's really kind of cheating in a way, and yeah, you're probably right. But I did record in the analog days, and I do know what it's like to have to sit there and go through and do take after take after take. And it actually helps to write music, because now when I put things together as I'm writing, and yeah, maybe I'm copy and pasting, and by the time I'm done, the song generally always sounds completely different than the original idea that I conceived in coming up with the idea. And oftentimes I have to relearn the song. Now, with me, I don't play in a band. If I ever played in a band, I would have to relearn the song myself, and then I'd have to teach the rest of the band the song. And it's never going to sound just like the recording, and I kind of never want it to. I like to kind of make it my own if we're doing it. But you got to be careful if you are going to do that, and if that's the type of musician you are, you want to write something that's going to easily transfer and be played. You know, you're not going to be able to sit there, even though now they have what they call loopers, and people who actually loop lines together and then play things over that. It takes having to have a whole band with you who would want to get paid, and whittling it down to one person who can recreate the same things. And it's a it's probably a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to loop and do that stuff. Thank goodness for technology, though, because it's so easy now to be able to do these things. So either way, I'm going to get into this video, and again, I want to keep this under 10 minutes if I can. This might be a 12 to 15 minute video. It might not be that long though. So we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to work on the lead guitar file that I got from my friend Sean in Henderson. And I'm going to see if I can't break that up and put it on different tracks to make everything line up. We kind of did a short thing the other day, but I think I can expound on it and make it better since our schedules are very tough to line up right now. So stay tuned. We're gonna get into that here in just a second. Okay, so here we are in this project. So here is the lead guitar line as it sat from the first time from the video last week. I haven't done anything with it since that video. What I'm going to try and do now, though, is I'm going to take it and I'm going to split it into some different parts. So I already have another lead guitar track here that I've created. The only thing I noticed, though, is, well, I don't think that's an issue, though. No, because it's a stereo track as well. So I did create another stereo track. So let's listen to what I've got here, and I'm going to try and take this and follow with my cursor where I think I should cut it. And I'm going to actually take the highlighting off so we can see that, since I've already rendered the track with the time shift tool. So here we go. Let's take a listen. So about right here. Oh, give me 1 second. Let's do that again. So about right here. So I'm going to take all this back. I'm going to reach for my grabber, and I'm going to take it and actually go boom. Split it off. So I didn't move this first part because that's kind of where I want it to be anyway. Let's see what the cursor did when I moved it. Let's see. Let's mute that. Okay, that's not a bad cut what I did. So let's listen to what we got first with this. I'm going to move this second part a little bit forward in the timeline, and that'll bring those higher notes in at closer to the right time that they should come in. So let's listen to it now. The next part is roughly right there. I'm going to take this now. I'm going to move this down to here. And let's listen to the end of this. Okay, so I cut that pretty good. I'm going to move this now ever so slightly in the timeline. Let's unmute that. That might be a little bit too far into the timeline. Let's take and bring this in a little more. Let's move that back slightly. Even a little bit less. All right, it sounds like the little bend there is in the right spot, but because this track is overlaying it, now we got to kind of let that fade out, and let's see if I can create a fade there. Oh wait, no. Let's do this. I just want it at the very, very tail end, because I don't want it to affect too much of what's going on. And then I want to change the curve of this too to an extreme curve down. And let's give that a listen real quick. I'll mute the other track. Yeah, that kind of cuts it out. Let's hear what it does with the rest of it now. Not bad. It still sounds kind of what I like to call plastic. Now I'm going to try something. I'm not sure if it's going to make a difference or not, but let's clear that out. So I've just cut out a piece of his solo now. It's gone. What I want to do now, though, is I want to take this up here and I want to move it close to this timeline, because the reason I cut that section out is, to me, I heard a few extra notes in there that didn't need to be there to come into the new section. So let's hear what that did. That wasn't bad. Yeah, I mean, I could live with that for sure. So let's see what else I can do here. Let's listen to this again. Okay. So it seems like between here and like here, I might be able to get rid of. Let's see what I can do. All right. Let's see how this lands. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that so much. I'm going to undo the clear and rethink this a little bit. There we go. All right. All right, everybody. We're back with this. I finished moving the parts around. I ended up cutting a little bit of his stuff out, but I was able to keep the majority of it. And it sounds pretty interesting. Once I moved everything a little closer in the timeline, it started to sound and make a little more sense. But remember the big black line that was his solo from before? Well, this is how it looks now. This is all his parts cut up between two tracks. And each one of these pieces is moved in its respective place in the timeline. So the notes he's playing doesn't sound just like a bunch of jarbled notes that just run together with no rhyme or reason. They kind of make a little bit more sense now. Obviously, I wish he would come over and just record it and we could do it and like the old days and just try and nail a good solo when we where we need things to land. But this is what I have to work with right now, so let's give this a listen and we'll go from here. Wow. Smoking. He's a much better lead player than I'll ever be. I'm glad he was able to at least contribute something to this. And but that's all I have for this video for right now. Thanks for watching. Not sure what we'll move on to next. Like I said, I'm waiting to hear back from Mr. Brian Haraway and see if he can come up with any words or if he's even tried, and then go from there. And obviously I'll put the word out there again that if there's anybody who's interested in potentially writing some type of words to this, if you need to know what melodies are and things like that, the best thing I can do is just send you the file the way it is, and you can write words according to what you think where things should land. I'm probably going to be the one that ends up singing them anyway, unless you're a phenomenal singer and you can sing this style of music. Then obviously I'll definitely bring you in and throw your tracks down on there. But have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.